So we're here to talk about your new report on the debt limit and some options for Congress to address that limit. But maybe we can start with a simpler question. What is the debt limit and what does it mean to reach that ceiling?
The debt limit is a legal limit on the total amount of federal debt that can be outstanding at any one time. In fact, since 2011, the federal government has been at the debt limit 12 times. What Treasury has managed to do in those situations, though, is a couple of things. One, Treasury can use existing cash to meet obligations. Treasury has what is known as the Treasury General Account. Think of a checking account for the federal government. So if there's money available, it can continue to make payments on obligations from that. Treasury can also engage in what are known as extraordinary measures. These are approaches that move debt around or allow Treasury to meet obligations without bumping up and going over that debt limit. The problem arises when the government is at the debt limit, Treasury has exhausted all those extraordinary measures, and the cash balance in the Treasury General Account is getting low. That's when a problem is going to arise. If that were to occur, Treasury is not going to be able to meet the government's obligations, and so therefore it's going to miss some payments. Types of payments it might miss, might not be able to pay federal salaries, might not be able to pay Social Security benefits, or it might not be able to make interest and principal payments on outstanding debt. That would be a default.
Okay, so then maybe what are some of the long-term consequences of a default?
So how serious the long-term consequences could be probably depends a lot on the length of the default. Are we talking about a default that lasts a couple hours? Or are we talking about a default that lasts a number of weeks or even months? I think if we're talking about a protracted stalemate on the Hill that lasts weeks or months, those financial market consequences that Mike mentioned would migrate to the economy as a whole and have real consequences for American households. So we're talking about potentially a major recession and serious damage to the economy. Many of the experts we spoke with talked about a recession that might look like the impact of the global financial crisis or what we now call the Great Recession. So to put that in perspective, the Great Recession involved 8 million lost jobs, the stock market value was cut in half, and the economy shrunk by 4%.